Hello, welcome to Canvas, the Niger-Delta Roundtable. We discuss the future of this region, blessed with hydrocarbon resources. Every week, I'm here, we're giving time to reflecting on topics that are relevant to the development of the Niger-Delta and her people. In this episode, we're continuing with that tradition and we're focusing once again on how to take our region to a more promising future. The podcast is sponsored by the operator of the NNPC Renaissance AENR joint venture, Renaissance Africa Energy Company Limited, headquartered in Port Harcourt. Thank you for joining. I'm Adedayo Ilushakin. The topic for this episode is how opportunity creates innovators. Talent is everywhere across our communities are young people with curiosity, ambition, and the potential to solve real world problems. Yet, talent alone is not enough. It needs opportunity, it needs exposure, it needs an environment that encourages learning, experimentation, and innovation. What happens when young people are given those opportunities? In Bonny Kingdom, a growing number of young people are answering that question through technology, digital skills, innovation, and problem solving. Now, some have gone on to build solutions for environmental challenges, others have launched careers in software engineering, production design, and data analytics. Many are discovering possibilities they never knew existed. Today's conversation explores the power of digital literacy, the importance of community investment in young people, and what becomes possible when opportunity meets potential. Again, topic for this episode of Canvas is how opportunity creates innovators. And my guest is Sodienye Richard Pepple. Uh, Sodienye Richard Pepple is the founder of Technoville Innovations Nigeria and a leading advocate for digital inclusion and youth technology development. Now, through initiatives like the Bonny Digital Literacy Initiative, BDLI, and the Tech Innovation Expo, he's helped hundreds of young people develop digital skills, discover opportunities, and build innovative solutions to real world challenges. Is passionate about empowering the next generation. Richard is committed to creating environments where young people can learn, innovate, and thrive. Hi, Richard. Welcome to Canvas and Delta Roundtable. It's good to have you here.
Hi, Dayo. It's a pleasure to be here as well.
My first encounter with you and your team was at the Potaka Tech Expo, and that was a truly fascinating experience, really. And I remember I was there with my vice president, relations and sustainable development relations. We went around all the booths at which was quite a lot really on that day. And your outfit or your booth and what you and the rest of the team do were one of the shining lights of that day. And I made it a point that
Thank
we
you.
had to have you on canvas. Hence, and we've had a series of conversations, myself and
Caribbean man.
Caribbean, yeah, one of the team members, and eventually we're here.
So glad to be here. And when I was told that the VP of Renaissance was at our booths, I was like, oh my God, what a moment. Because, like I told you offset, one of the things that we try to do is to provide opportunities for other people. And when people like the VP come to our booth and they see and they validate what we do, it verifies and, of course, let us know that we're doing the right stuff. So it was really a cool one for us as well.
Before we get to what you do and all of that, let's talk about the PH Tech Expo. What's your take on that?
So I think that basically we need platforms to spotlight innovation in River State in Port Harcourt. We also need to ensure that there are areas for young people to be able to build, right? And the PH Tech Expo provides that opportunity. It's not just about organizing an event, it's about creating opportunities. Somebody will has probably never heard about technology or the opportunities that technology creates. When they attend events like this, they are not just open to the conversations that are being held there. What happens is that they're able to see possibilities also for themselves, and they leave with a reassurance that this is something that I can do, something I can become. I can become like the person on stage. I can become like the person who probably did not even have the same opportunity that I had, and they were able to create something. So I could do something, and that is what the PH Tech Expo provide. And I think we need to support such initiatives so that we're able to have more young people in River States think beyond the norms that we have in the state. Because the state isn't just known for oil and gas. I think it should be known for something technology as well.
or even political truancy at that. At that. However, when you hear the expressions such as you've used, opportunities in tech, and young people getting involved and all of that, what does that really mean? Because I mean, um, Port Harcourt is a city. Some might even maybe loosely use the word metropolis as well, for certain reasons. So there's a lot of exposure, or at least an appreciable degree or level of exposure in Port Harcourt. You are in Port Harcourt doing the stuff that you're doing. You're in River State doing what you're doing, and you have a. I'm sure you have a team, you have an ecosystem. That's the word you
Yeah,
guys like to use. I'm learning some of
yeah,
the terms these days. You have an ecosystem of people like you know, like mine, who are doing the stuff that you're doing from River State here, or who have come to River State as well. So, and then you have a lot of other young people who, somewhere or another, are exposed to technology. They use it in their daily lives. They have mobile devices. They order stuff online. So one way or another, there is some connectivity.
yeah.
So when we talk about opportunities, what does that really mean?
So when we talk about opportunities, we're looking at a broader term, right? So if you if you jot down, you'll see that a lot of people use smartphones. There's either using smartphones to maybe send text messages or make phone calls and all of that. But beyond the usage, the need to create, the need to build. We say the youth are the future, but when the environment for them to express their ingenuity is not available, then how then are they the future? But also, how would they know that they have potentials if these are not created for them, right? So there's a place for government, there's a place for other organizations to create those ecosystems for them to be able to build and to also let them know that they can build, right? So these are the opportunities that we talk about. When you look through, especially if you're looking at the United States of America, right? Just recently, Elon did an IPO, right? And if you look at the people that power these technologies, they are young people. So we can't put our young people to the background and say, okay, just go fight for us when we have political issues. Go, go to the streets and become tout or what they call them.
Or your ambition in life is to be an honorable.
Exactly. So, but there are other things they could be, and these are things that move the economy forward, right? And when we do that, um, we're not just empowering them, we're in turn empowering the state, we're in turn empowering the country. So when we talk about these opportunities, that's what we mean.
What inspired the creation of the Bonny Digital Literacy Initiative?
So in 2017, I happened to attend a tech conference in Lagos. I think that should be like my first tech conference in Lagos, and that was the Tech Points Inspired Conference. Now, prior to that time, I had had an experience in learning programming, as what it's called then, or software development as it is now. And I thought, okay, I probably had the mindset, the brain to be able to carry such a thing. So at that conference, it was a question and answer session, right? And then what happened was seeing this 8-year-old boy, because he said he was 8 years old, because size, heights, And then he asked a question, a very technical question to those speakers on set. And there and then, I just thought, this guy is 8 years old. He's in Lagos and he's able to call himself a software developer. And throwing back to Bonny Island and seeing that we have multinational companies that are also supporting the community. And one of the things that we're known for then and even till now is the unlimited um, and undisrupted power supply, right? And I think again, a lot of young people there, they have smartphones, but it doesn't go beyond just making phone calls and maybe being on to go at a time or maybe on WhatsApp. And then we thought, why don't we just create an opportunity where a platform where they can come, learn, and they can become like this 8-year-old guy. They can build something, that spotlight Bunny, not just for oil and gas, but also for technology. So that inspired the conversation for setting up the Bunny Digital Literacy Initiative program. A famous Andela quote, which I heard in 2014 was, talent is evenly distributed, but opportunity is not, right? And that reaffirmed everything that we're doing, knowing that talent is everywhere. People have potentials, but they don't have the opportunity to create that. And that necessitated the setting up of the Bonny Digital Literacy Initiative program.
Interesting story. So the experience in Lagos in 2017, right,
Yeah.
inspired that. And with that inspiration came the creation. But did you set out to solve any specific problem as far as Bonny, your immediate environment is concerned? And if so, what was that? Are you from Bonny, by the way?
Yeah, I'm from Bonny.
Okay, great. So was there a problem you also identified that you felt this can resolve or help resolve?
Literally, being an oil and gas driven environment, every parent wanted their kids to work with the multinationals. And trust me, I say that it's not bad, it's good. But another thing to note is that not everybody would have the opportunity to work there, not because they are not skilled or they don't have the requisite certification, but because the company cannot employ everybody. And if the company cannot employ everybody, now Bonny used to be known as a harbor for trading and fishing and the rest. But with the emergence of these organizations, a lot of people tilted. So they switched from fishing and trading into wanting to become safety professionals, working with oil and gas companies. And these are not bad, by the way, like I said,
Wanted to contractor.
to become contractors. But not everybody can do that. Not everybody would have the grace, the opportunity to become that. So, what happens to the vast majority of people that were unable to do this? What happens to their careers, right? They probably will just remain docile. The people who go to school come back and every day they come online to cry, oh, I don't have a job, because they just wanted, the dream has always been to work there. For us, we felt different that not everybody will have the opportunity to work there. So what then do we do? So we need to create an opportunity for them to learn skills that they can use and work anywhere, either in Bonny or maybe online as freelancers or remote workers, or maybe for some other tech company outside, and not just even working. The idea is that they should be able to build solutions. We want to see startups emerge from Bonny Island. We want to see people building crazy inventions and innovations because we have power. And the power, for me, I feel it goes to waste when young people are unable to use it to create, because that's the essence for having power. We say things about other states in Nigeria. Oh, they don't have power. That's why we're unable to create this. Oh, solar is expensive. Band A is expensive. But yeah, you have it enormous. So why are you not using it to create?
Yeah, we talk about many times when people talk about access to power,
Yeah,
or as we say it in local light. We're saying, we want to drive local economies, small businesses. You
yeah,
hear things like, oh, the barber shop needs lights to power, the hairdressing salon, yeah, but it should go, the conversation should evolve beyond. I mean, yeah, the barber shop needs light, and
yeah,
that's good. I probably need to get a haircut. You know, I definitely need to get a haircut.
yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah, my barber needs light to cut my hair, you know, uh, and all of that. But the conversation should evolve beyond just light for the barber shop and the
Exactly.
salon and the carpenter, whatever else it is. So I get that. But why digital literacy? Because all of this also is for community development. I mean, we've, for example, River State has Burna Boy. We before Burna Boy we had Timaya. There are other names I could mention as well. Why digital literacy for you? Why not something else? It could have been something else. Why digital literacy?
Indeed, it could have been something else, but personally, I didn't know what it would have been for me. And it was because I got exposed to programming very early, right? And I remember when I wrote my first hello word, it felt like I'd conquered the world, right? So that feeling and the possibilities of that was why I thought digital literacy was the thing. I'm not a musician, I'm not in the entertainment industry, so I couldn't go speak for the entertainers. I'm not an actor, so I can't speak for the actors. I'm not. I used to work as a safety professional then, but I can also speak about that. But again, it's just the fact that this is something that I'm currently doing, and I could see where anybody who has such skill could go to, right? Where they could, what they could become, what they could build, and that was the reason why digital literacy was it for me. And also because I didn't have a personal computer growing up, right? But I used to go to the cyber cafe, and one time I went to the cyber cafe and I realized I could play games. Literally, anybody could play games. There was Sega, there was PS1, PS2 um, at the time. But that video game on the computer was a lot different for me. And also, I also realized I could build stuff. So these two things, gaming, right? And then being able to build, create something, told me that every young person can become a creator. And if you look through, the world is tilting towards digital. Um, Many years ago, everybody, there used to be slates, right? There used to be notes. Today, now, our notes are digital, right? For some people, our notes are digital. Um, TVs are smarter now, right? So, who would build all of these things? People who have digital skills.
Mm. Maybe you haven't explored your singing talent yet. Who knows? You might find it someday.
I know my voice is very terrible.
Anyways, um, when I was younger, digital literacy, I think at the time probably meant uh,
Using the computer.
this is it just brings back funny memories. At the time you go to what in Lagos then was called computer schools.
Yeah,
They might still call them that now.
still till today.
Okay, cool. And then you have courses like computer appreciation.
Yeah.
Does that still
Oh,
exist?
it still does. Still
Oh,
does.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then maybe the height of it was Corel Draw. you know, what does digital literacy mean in today's world? Back then, it meant Corel Draw, it meant computer appreciation, it meant knowing how to manipulate Excel. What does it mean now?
Um. So now it means way broader than just computer appreciation, right? Um. So some people use the same tech skills, right? But I tend to look at it differently. Digital skills, digital literacy. It transcends just understanding how a computer works and how to do, like you said, Excel or Microsoft Office or even Corel Draw. Digital literacy talks about skills that are marketable right now, skills that you can use to.
Sorry, I just had to sneak this in. The Corel Draw part. So you can design ID card.
So you can design ID card because
Yeah,
that
got
was
it.
mostly what it was used for then. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now it transcends all of that. You're talking about artificial intelligence skills, right? You're talking about data analytics skills. So the broader term is these are skills that are not on paper. These are skills that are digital that you use a computer to do. So beyond just knowing computer appreciation, you're also still moving into other broader forms of technology, right? And then the possibilities of what you can do with it.
What skills rank at the top for young people as far as the future of work is concerned?
Currently, right now, the conversation is around AI, right? So
Mm.
AI automation, prompt engineering, data analytics with AI, graphic design with AI. So basically, right now, everything revolves around AI. Being able to know how to use AI to simplify and fasten the process in terms of product delivery or product creation. So, for any young person who is going towards technology today, I always tell them first understand the basics of technology as it is, or the basics of any tech skill, but also understand how you can utilize AI to deliver a product faster. So, um, I could want to say top of the mind we should be data analysis, but again, there are now AI tools that help data analysts. So you need to know how to use those particular skills. So top of mind, I would say anything related to AI.
Prior to your starting the Bonny Digital Literacy Initiative, and the aftermath of that, what have you learned about young people and the potentials that you didn't know before?
Oh, a lot. Offsets, I told you that a lot of times what really inspires us are the stories, right? From the people that these opportunities were given to. It is good to say that our young people have a lot of potentials. Um, there are a lot of things that they can do, but they don't know they can do it, right? And some even know they can do it, but they don't have computers to start with. They don't have access to the tools, maybe a 3D printer or maybe an Arduino kit to work with. When you provide these things for them, right? And you provide mentorship, you provide guidance and support, trainings, resources for them, you're able to see that the conversation changes from I'm learning this to I can do this because of what I've learned. So for me, that's pretty much everything.
Are you suggesting that beyond being senior man or honorable
Yeah.
or slay queen or sleep? By the way, is that still an expression? Is that still a thing, slay mama? Or it's changed now? I don't know.
I don't know, but I think right now it's changed. They call them Pablet and Pablo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one. No cap. I haven't heard that one before.
Trust me.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Or clocking it on on TikTok. I'm beginning to sound old, but I'm still quite young. So beyond, are you saying that beyond that, we can amount young persons in River State, in Bonny, in the Niger Delta, there's a lot more. We can amount to something more than that,
Absolutely, we can.
or
So
or being a Yahoo boy
when you mentioned being an honorable,
in your
right?
Lexus with IS something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are not bad. Ambitions are not bad. Political ambitions are not bad. But like I always say, we all can't be one thing. There's room for us to be a lot of things. When you look at ecosystems like Lagos, let me even say ecosystem, environments like Lagos, what thrives there? What's the conversation that people are having there, right? When you look at Abuja, what are the conversations they're having there? These are Nigerian cities. And when you come down south, when you look at Uyo, what are the conversations that people are having there? Why is it that in River States, the conversation is we all have to rally around the politician to be visible, to have a sense of meaning or belonging? I don't think so. I think politicians at best can just create policies that support what we do and ensure that the environment is suitable for us to carry our business. But what truly lasts is being able to build something. Politicians come and go. So how long will you keep following? So you're following Mr. A today, tomorrow you're following Mr. B, and you just keep singing and wearing starch shirt and all the rest. Life doesn't end there. Life transcends. And this can only happen when people can see that there is more to life. As long as people see the same thing every day, I don't think they would. come to a point where they can ever think beyond that particular thing. And they can never think beyond that if a new picture is not shown to them.
It is Canvas and Niger-Delta Roundtable. We're discussing opportunities, creating room for the next generation of innovators. And we're starting from Bonny Kingdom and the creator of the Bonny Digital Literacy Initiative. Richard is my guest. We'll go for a break. We'll return shortly. Conversation will continue. Please stay with us.
In the heart of our journey, where the sun touches the earth and the wind whispers through the trees, a new chapter unfolds. A chapter where energy illuminates more than just bulbs. It lights up minds. A chapter of unity, a coming together with a common goal to energize futures and illuminating lives. In classrooms, young dreams evolve, inspired by the promise of a brighter tomorrow fueled by available energy. Small businesses flourish, becoming seeds of prosperity. Energy that empowers and is catalyst for growth and change. The future is energy. So, let's light up the path to a sustainable future together. Energy for you, me, and the world at large. Energy for people and planet. We are Renaissance.
Welcome back to the Canvas, the Niger-Delta Roundtable brought to you by Renaissance. I'm Dio. How opportunity creates innovators is what we're still discussing. My guest, Richard Pepple, the creator, founder, Bonny Digital Literacy Initiative. Richard, welcome again.
Thank you very much, Dayo.
So, once again, this all started 2017. Am I right?
All started in 2017, yes.
2017. Okay. At least the vision was born then.
But in 2017, yeah.
Okay, great. So from then till now, I'm sure you've affected hundreds of lives, if not even more, in Bonny Kingdom and beyond. Are there particular stories, or is there any one particular story that stands out for you as far as the impact of BDLI is concerned?
So a lot of stories, right? Whether recently or even since inception, there's been a lot of stories. And like I told you outside, these are things that inspire us despite the challenges that we get to face based on the location where we are. One of which I'll talk about is Leslie John Jumbo. So there are three of them. So Leslie John Jumbo, Bright, Sunday, and Blessed Pep.
Well, we had Leslie on
Yeah,
Canvas, right?
yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
we
yeah.
did. Yeah.
So yes, so just like I said again, every young person in either in River State or maybe even in Bonny, they have potentials. They just need the opportunity and environment for them to create. So just like that, Leslie in 2021, he made us even create part of the program that was never in the list of skills that we offer. So one day he walked up to me and was like, "Oh, Mr. Richard, I think I want to do something in hardware, maybe robotics and the rest, but I see that it's not part of the courses that you offer. Is there a way that you can add it into some of the programs that we do?" And I said to him, I said, if you can get me 10 people that could that would want to pay at the time 10,000 naira to learn, we can create a curriculum for you. A couple of weeks later, I see 10 people at the office, and that shows determination. And then we had to, create a curriculum for that. Today, from that particular conversation, Leslie got the basic skills that he learned from us, and then he went on to, learn further. And just last year, he was top five, the National Geographic Society Slingshot Challenge, and earning himself and his team $10,000. Now, that was one remarkable story coming out from Bonny Island. And just recently, we had the graduation ceremony for the cohort five of the Bonny Digital Literacy Program. And one of the solutions that was built by someone still in secondary school, by the way, is called PAUSE, Pipeline um, Unified Leakage Detection System, something like that. Surveillance engine, Pipeline Unified Leakage and Surveillance Engine. So this kid and a couple of other young people and himself built um, a flow system, a flow detector, basically, that monitors the flow of liquid through a pipeline. And they didn't just stop at being able to monitor the flow, they built a dashboard that's able to detect whether it's low pressure, whether it's high pressure, or whether there's a leakage. Maybe there's a stoppage of flow, right? And they did not say that this is what we are doing. They built the prototype, right? And they did a presentation for it, and you can literally see that this thing works. And when we're talking to him, I was like, so how did you come about such a thought? Because I mean, for you to be able to think that you're either in the oil and gas environment, for you to understand that this is how the pipeline works and the rest. So, and then when we got to hear his story on how that, why the inspiration and why he had to build that, and how he got the components together to build that, that was very, very exciting. I mean, there are a lot more. There's some, like I said, that are freelancers, some that are even building a startup. Somebody's building a startup called JobSpotter. JobSpotter is more like a handyman platform that connects handymen to um, people that require their services. All of these things are coming out from Bonny Island. So these are inspiring stories that continues to encourage us to do what we're doing basically in Bonny Island.
Mm. Oh, it would be nice to have some of this presence on the podcast as well. The flow pipelines fellow, even the job handyman
Yeah,
fellow as well,
sure.
if that's okay.
Oh, absolutely it is.
Great. So interesting you mentioned this because while preparing for this, I saw the profile of your organization and all of that. You employ what you called project based learning. Am I
Yeah.
right? So what exactly is that? And does it have any unique impact on the persons that you're training?
So there are various forms of training and learning, but project based means it's hands on. You're learning at the same time you're building something. If you go to a program and all you do is just learn and you never get to apply it there and then, the tendency to forget what you've learned and to even be able to want to dream or think that it's possible, it's there. But when you're learning and you're building, you're utilizing the things that you're learning on the spot. So you're able to build, you're able to dream, you're able to think that this is possible. I've been part of a training program where all that was done was just theory. So this is how this works, this is how that works. And end of the day, you come by asking yourself, so how do I apply this particular thing? Project based says that you're building at the same time you're learning. So that's why we had to follow that approach. Again, like I said, because of the environment where we come from, right? Where we stay. If people are unable to see something, they're unable to think that it's possible, and they're able to even want to try. But this create a platform where they can see it's working, and then they encourage, and then they continue to improve on their skills and all of that.
In almost every sphere of life, you hear, persons reference mentorship and how critical it is. Now, for innovation and taking advantage of whatever opportunities there might be in digital tech space, is mentorship as key as well? And how available is mentorship in our environment vis-a-vis one of our strongest points globally is not particularly innovation in the tech space.
Yeah. So mentorship is very, very important and very necessary, um, because these guys, this is their first introduction to innovation, to technology, and the rest. When there are people that have walked the path, they're able to give them the proper guidance and support to continue to build or continue to learn, whichever one they want to go to, or even get to work. And you cannot underestimate the importance of having somebody hold you by the hand and take you and say, this is how this should be presented, right? And we've also seen that in the people that we've trained, the people that have gone through the program, and either of any other programs that we've had to work on. Um, when you see some young person, they need guidance. And you mentioned something about how available are the mentors in this part of
Mm.
the world. Truth is,
I mean, you're meant to know that, and I'm not even asking you. I'm making a statement of that
but
I think is
they're
fact.
not
But
a lot. They're not
exactly,
a lot.
exactly my
Uh,
point. How
what
many Richards are there?
one of the challenges we see is because of how porous our environment is, a lot of the young people that we get to train just want to run away to Lagos, to Abuja, because those are environments are more accepting.
Or even Japa?
Exactly, or Jackpa. So what we tend to do is, okay, you know what? This guy is based in Lagos. He's doing something in Lagos. We can have you have a session with him. So part of the program, we have what's called the BDLI sessions. These are virtual mentorship sessions with industry professionals. So we have them hold a 1 hour session with them and talk about what they do and how they do it. And they don't just stop at that. You could have a one-on-one personal session with this person. And this person takes you through what you're doing. So whether it's in hardware, whether it's in software, whether it's in data analytics, we have people that are already doing these things, have these sessions with the participants on a larger level and also on a one-on-one basis.
In Bonny Kingdom, I'm not from there. I haven't been there very much either, but I know that the traditional institution is very key in Bonny Kingdom, as with some other parts of River State or the Niger-Delta for that matter. And besides traditional institutions, you have the democratic government institutions, you have the private sector as well, you have well-meaning individuals. Um, help me understand, or help us all understand, the importance of digital education to community development. Because maybe persons even get excited when they hear a particular story, but in the broader scheme of things, how does it contribute to community development such that whether they are traditional institutions or corporate entities and women individuals, philanthropic individuals can see the importance and start to pay more attention to it?
So the one thing you want to think is, how do we have investors come into a particular environment, right? Investors don't come until they see value in what you bring. And this is the role where governments, traditional institutions, and policymakers, or even private organizations, that's the responsibility that they have. Um, Governments create policies. They may not necessarily create the environment. They just need to create policies and support what happens. Traditional institutions create the traditional oversight, right? These are leaders. We can't really do things without them. So they create that traditional oversight over the work that we do. Private organizations provide things as little as funding, as much as funding, not even little, as much as funding, right? And other forms of support to keep these things growing. Now, when you have the government, you have the traditional institutions, you have the private organizations all collaborating on initiatives like this, you have a ripple effect because now you're having startups emanate from your community. Investors are seeing that there are people that are building life changing solutions from this community. Now they're interested and they want to come put in more money, right? More money into the community means more taxes, and more taxes goes into the development of the community in terms of good schools, in terms of good roads, and all of that. So there is a ripple effect on one initiative. I
Cool.
think I got a question again, so maybe give a better answer.
All right, cool. So so I asked, I said, so you described a flow, does it always happen? Is it that seamless that, okay, so we have the Bonny Digital Literacy Initiative, maybe we have one or two or more such initiatives in Bonny or elsewhere in River State, and we're doing stuff and we're creating stuff and we're doing flow this and
Yeah.
we're doing job that, and then the tech big tech companies in the world just say, ah, what's happening, Bonnie there? Let's go there.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not seamless. It's a lot. It's a
Okay.
lot. Um, you're looking at funding, right? Because for people to be able to build something, there has to be resources, and those resources are not cheap. Computers are not cheap. You don't just walk to a roadside dealer and say, "Oh, give me a laptop for 50,000 naira." You can't even find such again. You're getting computers that are industry standards, and those things are very expensive. Arduino kits are not even cheap, right? Those components that they get that they use to build these things are not cheap. Trainers coming to train them, you pay them, right? So it's not seamless. It's a lot, from funding to human availability or resource availability to personnel availability as well. All of these tiny points is not seamless, right? Um, from even the people that get to participate in the program, to even get them to participate is also not very easy. Yes, you have sometimes 400 applications, sometimes you're only taking 50 people, and you have to look through why this, why you must have these 50 people in the program and all of that. So it's probably not even seamless. It's a lot.
When I hear tech persons like yourself, when I have conversations with them, and even you alluded to that earlier in the conversation as well, collaboration is a word that often comes up in such discussions.
Yeah.
Why is collaboration seemingly very key or crucial in the tech ecosystem?
So yesterday I was having a conversation with my team and I said, alone I can do a lot. Together we can do so much more. Alone I can train 10 people. With the support of other organizations, we can max that to 100, to 1,000, right? Um, Alone, I can build something. I can build something unique alone. But when I have two people join me, we're able to build something even more interesting, more innovative. In today's world, and if you look through a lot of organizations, you'd always see that for something to be sustainable, for something to be great, there's need for all of us to come together and make that thing work. And that's why collaboration cannot be underestimated in initiatives like what we have in Bonny.
What is your vision for the next phase of the Bonny Digital Literacy Initiative?
So one of the things is I was in Bielsa early this year, and I happened to visit one of the local communities, and the same thing that I noticed in Bonny in 2017 was the same thing I saw in that particular community, right? The young people were using smartphones, but do not know that they could also create those smartphones if given the right opportunity. So beyond just what we do in Bunny, we want to see this scale to other Niger-Delta communities, right? Now we understand that there are other people that are doing the same thing, and we'll be very glad to even work with them to scale what they're doing in those communities. And for us, we just want to see this transcend Bonny Island. Like I said before, we want to see more startups emanate from Bonny Island. We want to call maybe Bonny Island the Silicon Valley of the Niger Delta.
That will be something. Some young lady who is listening to or watching this conversation right now, or some young fella, what emerging skills should they pay particular attention to?
Um, I will say this: the world is changing, and you could probably say something today, and in the next second, something else comes up. So, but on the norms, there are a lot of emerging skills that we talking about skills that relate to artificial intelligence, data analytics, um, product design. There's still human-centered design. Then there is um, product management. There is, I think I mentioned the data analytics. Then you're talking about front end web development, software engineering. There is a need for people to understand matters, right? I mean, it may not necessarily be a skill, but it's a particular form of helping people to be able to make their contributions in artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things as well. There is drone technology. Um, so these are things that are emerging, and it's necessary for us to be able to have functional economies in Africa.
I'd like you to leave, once again, that young person who's listening right now with a parting message.
So basically, I'll just say that do not feel that because you do not have specific opportunities, you are inadequate, right? Or you do not amount to anything. I think that the fact that you can even realize that, or maybe have such thoughts going through your mind, means that you can do something. Um, I just say that you should think on a broader term. Life doesn't just revolve around a particular thing, it transcends to other stuff. So identify within yourself one problem that you can solve and go get the skills and solve the problem. If we all solve every single problem that we come across, we ensure that our economy grows, at the same time ensure that other people can be employed.
Thank you very much, Richard. As a slight aside, as we wrap it up, but I think very crucial as well, a point I'd like to make, like a question to you still. This is an area not exclusive to guys or the male gender. Am I right? I mean, because when you hear tech space, you hear expressions like tech bros. You don't hear
Texas.
text. Well, maybe it does exist, but it's not expression I hear often. So the tech space or the digital space is not just for guys, is it?
No, it's not. It's for everyone. There's been this idea that it's just for guys. Technically speaking, it's not. It's for everyone. If you trace back, even the very first computer was built by a lady. So we just need to let them know that there's room for them and they can come in and own the space. Today, one of Nigerians' foremost technology initiative, that's the NICOMSAT, which manages the satellite networks for Nigeria, is being led by a lady. So if she can do it, you can.
There is Canvas and Niger-Delta Roundtable brought to you by Ray Nasons. We've discussed how opportunities create innovators. My guest Richard Pepple is the founder of the Bonny Digital Literacy Initiative. Richard, it's been a pleasure having this conversation with you.
Likewise, Dio. It's been amazing.
I'm looking forward to scaling beyond even Bonny Kingdom and affecting, impacting young persons throughout Niger-Delta communities.
Absolutely.
Thank you once again for being a part of this. Watch, listen, like, share with your friends as well. I'm Dio Lushakin, and bye for now.